to Enduro 360. I'm your host, Chili White. Today we're in the famous Enduro 360 garage. Let's see what we got going. Oh, but what we're working on today, you wonder what I do all day, we've got a 2012 450 XCW here. And we're going to get this thing set up to make into the ultimate off-road bike. And what that means is we are working on installing sick-ass racing lighting kit. So, a few other parts we're going to work on there. A bunch of junk also, but there's some good stuff in there that'll end up on this bike. So, that's what we're doing. We're going to start putting this kit on, and I'm going to walk you through the install. Pretty simple on that. So, sitting here in the garage, working away on a beautiful fall afternoon, listening to the sick-ass racing parts, particularly for a KTM. This is such a clean setup. Uses all OEM connectors. So it's all KTM connectors. Everything is labeled. I mean, this stuff, and compared to the wiring that, say, an actual EXC has on it, this is far more simplified. We've chosen LED stock turn signals for the front, LED flush mounts for the rear. There's our horn, there's our brake switch. This will all be DC powered, so this thing should go right on really easy. There's our relay, there's our switch gear. These are kind of nice. They have these little tiny LED lights on the top for your turn signals and your high and low beam. What else? This will be our turn signal mount for the front, mount right to the top clamp. We even, to be super legal, we got a little license plate light that goes on the back, and again that plugs right into a stock position on the connector. And then we'll get rid of that stock start and stop switches, the individual switches, and go to this unified switch. That way we open up some space on the bars. Take just a minute here. I'm going to read our instructions, and then we'll go to work. Okay, we've got the first couple of steps in our lighting kit done. We've got the rear turn signals installed, so we pull down the sub fender there, get a little room, and then they don't quite fit perfect. They need a little room, so what I've done is I've cut just a little bit away in the fender there, actually right there, to allow that to fit up tight against there. So that actually works pretty well. The wires are stuffed in there waiting for the loom. We've got the brake light sending unit is now installed. That's actually pretty easy. If you do that, just pull the bolt out, put this new piece back in. You really typically don't have to re-bleed the brakes. If you got any air in there, it's right there at the end of the system. So if you did a quick back bleed just by collapsing the caliper, that would force any air that you might have back out this direction. So that should be fine. We've got the wiring harness is just roughly installed. Here's all the back part of it. We've got it following basically the stock wiring that's already on the bike, so that when it's all in there, it's all routed properly. Here's all the front section of it. Per the instructions, we have the fuse removed from the system. That way we're not going to blow anything while we're working on it. And we've got the bar installed right here for the front turn signals and the front turn signals in. Okay, what's next? Guess I have to read the directions a little bit more. Okay, we're starting to get things connected here. I've got my positive there to the battery. These, of course, these new generation KTMs, they're all DC systems, so everything's DC powered. And we've got our ground, our neutral hooked up right there. I've got the turn signal wires are fished back through the plastic right there. Now, you can see what I did was I took the razor knife and I kind of cut that hole out just a little bit longer to get everything through there. It was kind of a trick to get all of these connections through there. What I did was fished one, taped one back on itself, and the next one farther back on itself. So we've got everything plugged into the turn signals there. I'm ready to put this sub fender back on. You know, one of the things I really like on the sick-ass kit, not only is everything labeled, but actually the label is really durable compared to our stock KTM label here, which is, I'm not sure what that was supposed to say. What's cool about this, if we look over there in the pile, the one with the blue jacket on it, that's my trail bike. That bike's got probably, well over 10,000 miles with this same kit on it. But when I go back and I have to work on something, these labels are still intact and still legible. So it's kind of nice to be able to go back in the future, take a look at this and go, oh yeah, that's what this belongs to, and I got to replace that and we'll fix up whatever. And that's really nice. In fact, of course, you know, that's what mechanics hate about dual sport kits, is a lot of them won't even touch them because they don't want to have to figure out where all the wires go. Okay, we're ready to start going back together here with our lights. Of course, we run our stock KTM light system here. This has a really nice LED in it with the brake light set up already, so there was really no need to change that. In the front, we're going to run the stock light, but we've got a slightly upgraded bulb that we're going to put in it, so we'll talk about that when we get to it. We're just about getting our lighting kit together. We've got the whole tail section bolted back up and wired together. We've got the wires back in here. I haven't tucked them all away yet because we're going to fire it up real quick, but got the lights hooked up, got the brake light hooked up. Let's take a look here. Oh yeah, there we go, there we go. We've got some good brake light. And you can see the main wiring harness I got zip tied up along the backbone of the frame there. And I've got most of this cleaned up. We've got the flasher relay is bolted up right there. It's quite a gaggle of wires, but with just a little bit of work, we'll get that all cleaned up and put away pretty good. So, time to put the tank on, fire it up, make sure everything's working before we do the final button up on it. Just finished up doing all the work on our dual sport lighting kit installation on our 2012 450X CW. Interestingly, there's not a whole lot to look at once it's all together. Got a couple of turn signals sticking out there. We got our nice switch gear up here. Got our new start-stop button installed, and we just got a couple of lights hanging out back here, and that's pretty much it. We kind of, that was the primary focus of this project, but we actually did a number of nice installs on this bike. We've got our Promoto billet shark fin, got the Fastway pegs. This bike already had the FMF 4.1 on it, and that's got the little spark arrestor insert in it. Believe it or not, that is not a bad sounding exhaust. It's a little loud, but it's not terrible. We've got the bomb going up there. What else? Oh, we put on the Fastway stabilizer with the sub mount. Nice clean system. Raises the bars up a little bit. That's not my personal preference, but some guys like that. Got our new Fastway bars on. Renthal titanium grips. You know, these are the most expensive grips you can buy, but honestly, they're probably worth the money. They last and they're comfortable. This is the Acerbis tank. We've talked about this a couple of times for the fuel-injected bikes. I think that's the nicest, cleanest setup overall. It's nice and slim. Holds 3.2 gallons. And then right behind that, we got the Seat Concepts seat. Check out this one. This has got this cool new orange stitching on it. That is one beautiful looking seat. What else do we do? Oh, we got, of course, we got the Promoto billet side stand, Iron Man sprockets. Let's see, get a little shade over there. TM Designs chain guide. We decided to try on this one, and then our owner here wanted the best chain he could get, so that is a brand new DID ERV3. We had to redo the fuel lines. I wanted to put the 2013 quick change fitting on here, but it's not available yet because of the fuel line recall issues. So we've just got some new fuel line in there, and we'll hope to upgrade that pretty soon. So there you go. This thing's got some brand new Dunlop tires on it, and it's ready for a trip to a DMV in some out-of-state location, and then going to be hitting the dirt. And that's it. It is ready to roll, and that is our 2012 KTM 450X CW project. All right, thanks for tuning in. We'll talk to you soon.